All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's Officer Pagayala Banashar with Officer Nakawam of Sicarii, Philly. All right. Come back with another lesson, Shabbat lesson, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Lord willing, it's edifying. We're going to get right to it, man. We're going to go into, you see the title, right? Remember the wicked slaughter and blasphemies, which is just a shortened version of Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees 8 and 4. If you could pull that, Nakawan Baba Kusha. Right, because what out here in Canada, I'm not sure what it's like out there in the States, but out here in Canada, we're getting close to what's known as Remembrance Day, which the equivalent of that for Americans would be Veterans Day, right? Where people remember and honor veterans and so-called warriors from the past in these past world wars, right? Which the scriptures called woes. So I'm seeing a lot in Canada. People start to wear poppies, which is like a little red flower, and everywhere you go, you're going to see people wearing poppies in commemoration and in remembrance of the so-called white man winning his world wars, right? So what I wanted to go into is what we should be remembering as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites, man, which is not remembering the white man and his conquering and his glory and his winning of wars. We should be remembering, like the title says, the wicked slaughter of our people and the blasphemies against our power, man. All right. So Baba Kusha Nakawam, if you could just read that.
Khan. This is Second Maccabees chapter 8, verse 4. And remember the wicked slaughter of harmless infants.
Right. Remember the wicked slaughter of harmless infants, man. Since we met this devil, right? Since we met him in West Africa, also in when he came over here 1492, all he's done is slaughtered innocent children, man, of our people. And even going on before that, you know, in 70 AD and such, you have instances of him killing our children, man, murdering our people, right? The scripture says, remember, right? Go ahead.
And the blasphemies committed against his name.
Against his name, which is who? The Most High Yahweh. This devil has blasphemed the name of our God and our power, man. Trying to in so many ways, man, by adding people to his covenant, by flat out just saying he doesn't exist. In so many ways, he's blasphemed the name of the Most High God. And these are the things that we need to remember and recall and call to mind. And these are the things that when we go out and we teach the scriptures, right? Those of us that are men that go out and teach the scriptures, this is what we're calling out to our power to do, to remember the wicked slaughter of our people, and to remember that these devils are blaspheming his name every damn day, man. Okay, that's it on that. Go ahead.
It says, and that he will show his hatred against the wicked.
Right, he hates the wicked. And there's so many scriptures that you can go to that show this, man. And who's the wicked? We all know and understand that the wicked is the so-called white man, the children of Edom, Esau, man.
Right.
Right. And the Lord is angry with the matter of fact. Pull that. The Lord is angry with the wicked. Every day. Pull that.
This book of Psalms, chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, oh, it's not that one. I think it's Psalm 7 and 11. All right, boom. It's Psalm 7 and 11. It says, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
He's angry with the wicked every day, man, because he sees all this that's going on, right? And it's gonna all come back. Every single action and every single wicked thing that this devil's done to us and to the name of the Most High, it's gonna come into remembrance of the Lord on the day of the Lord, man. And he's just gonna unleash all his wrath on this devil in one day, man.
What's up?
Go ahead.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past.
Right, man. And I bring this out a lot at camp, man, because we're always told as Blacks and Hispanics and Natives to forget what happened to us, man. Pull your socks up and forget about it. Meanwhile, they bombard us with things like Remembrance Day, Veterans Day, 9/11, all the Never Forget 9/11 campaigns. Right. We're bombarded with these things while simultaneously being told to forget our atrocities, man. The white man is a damn hypocrite, man.
I
Right?
love to push up.
Go ahead.
On this book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations.
Mm-hmm.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Right, man. When we go back to our elders, everybody has a lot of, like. Of course, we have a lot of coons in our families, but if you go back, you're gonna just hear the same story, man. Oppression and wrongdoings from the so-called white man against our people, man. And the history speaks for itself, right?
Right.
Pull Revelation 16 and 19.
This is the book of Revelation 16.
Come on, 21.
16, verse 19. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh.
Right, so that's what's getting ready to come, man. The Lord is getting ready to remember and call to mind every single thing that you've done against our people, man. All of these things all of these atrocities are gonna come to mind in one day, and in one day He's gonna unleash His fury and His wrath upon you to the point where there's nothing left on this side of the earth, man. Right. In America, right? Go ahead.
To give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of His wrath.
Right. That cup includes the thermonuclear missiles, but those are the Edomites and the heathen that don't catch that. They're gonna get the cup. You know where that is? I think that's in Jeremiah.
What did it say?
The cup of the wrath. Let's see. Cup of the fury. Right, 25 and 15.
It's Jeremiah 25, verse 15. It says, for thus saith the Lord power of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it.
Right, they're going to drink this cup, man. This cup that we've been drinking of, right, of the wrath of the Most High, it's going to pass from us to them, right? Read.
It says, verse 16, and they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them.
Go ahead.
Then took I the cup at Yahweh's hand and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Lord has sent me.
Right, read.
Yeah, that's it on that.
Okay, come on. So that's what's good. That's what's coming, man. That wrath, that fury cup that we've been drinking out of, the destruction and the oppression for our wickedness is going to be passed from us unto the heathen, man.
I have a precept.
Go ahead.
And this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 21. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus said the Lord in thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling,
right?
Even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink of it again.
Right? We're not gonna drink of that cup ever again, man, because this is future prophecy. You got idiots that'll say that this already happened when Persians led us back into the Persian and Mede captivity, whatever. They led us back into our land and build a temple. But it says we will never drink of that cup again. We drank of that cup again, man. 70 AD happened, didn't it?
Right.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee.
Right.
Which I said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
Right. These people have been trampling us and just walking all over us as a people, man. Right. That's gonna cease. The roles are gonna flip. Matter of fact, get me that in Deuteronomy, I believe it's 30.
Yeah, 30 and 7.
Get that.
The curses, right?
Right. And this is what's gonna happen when the remembrance of all these things comes to mind to the mind of the Most High God in that day of the Lord, when he finally renders judgment and saves us, man. Right, go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Right? All these curses, all the curses that we've had upon us, he's gonna flip it and put it on our enemies, right? The so-called white man, the Arab man, the Hamitic African, the Asian, the Moabite, Ammonite, the Canaanites, all that. They're all gonna get these curses that we've been suffering through, right? Go ahead.
And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
And that all these things, all of these things that we go through in the hood, they're gonna go through all that, man. Right? Now go back to that in Revelation.
Revelation 16.
Oh.
Yo, I wonder what would Vocab Malone say to that scripture right there.
He won't break that down. Remember, I don't know if you were watching, but when Deacon and Hassad, they were on the Sam Shamon's live stream,
mm-hmm.
and he was trying. Everybody was trying to get him to break down Deuteronomy 30. He just wouldn't. Hassad got on the line. Hassad said hello, and he just said your mama and hung up.
Oh man,
it was hilarious. He wouldn't break it down though. And Christians will not break that down, right? But go ahead.
Revelation chapter 16 verse 20. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found.
Right.
21. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven.
Right.
Every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High Yahweh because of the plague of the hail. For the plague thereof was exceeding great.
Right, so these missiles are going to hit, and these devils are still going to be blaspheming the name of the Most High, even while they're getting destroyed, man. Right? Give me Psalm 137:7.
Right. This book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh.
Right. Remember, go ahead.
The chosen of Edom.
Read.
And the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
See, what we're gonna demonstrate, and we're demonstrating is that our people never had it in their mind, and anybody never had. It's just this goddamn place. They try to drill it into your mind to forget atrocities that happens to you, man. But that was never the mindset of our people, man. Our people always remembered every single thing that anybody who was not of our nation did to us. We remember and call it to mind, man. We never forgave and we never forgot. Right?
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 32:7.
And the Most High always said that. I believe when we were going into the land, the Most High said, remember what Moab did unto you. Oh yeah, in the time of King David and Saul, when the Most High commanded Saul to kill all of Amalek, the Most High said, I remember what Amalek did unto you when we had came out of Egypt, and that was years ago.
But don't forget it, man.
Right.
Completely contradicted. That shows you that the white man is the devil, telling you to do, and the adversary, because what does adverse means? You're opposed to, right?
Right.
And he is opposed and opposite of what the Lord wants us to do. The Lord wants us to remember these things and call them to mind, and understand that these are our enemies that did this to us. But the white man wants you to love everybody and damn forget every damn thing. Meanwhile, he doesn't though.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Arabs bombed his damn World Trade Center, and they're still in it over there right now, man. But Salah, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old, man. Remember not too long ago in the 60s, you guys couldn't even vote. Everybody's going gung-ho about voting. You guys were fighting for the right to vote and getting dogs sicked on y'all, right? Getting sprayed with damn fire hoses, right? And then a little bit before that, 100 years before that, you were in chains, man, on a cotton field. Right? A little bit before that, right? You natives and you Aztecs were living out here on your own, sovereign, right? Not saying it was a perfect situation. Y'all were going the hell off. Y'all were oppressing each other, but y'all were sovereign amongst yourselves, right? We were sovereign amongst ourselves. And the white man came and completely slaughtered and decimated and destroyed everything that was over here, man. Remember the days of old. Go ahead.
Consider the years of many generations.
Uh-huh.
Ask thy father.
Right.
and he will show thee.
Right now, some of us might have parents or grandparents or great grandparents that went through some of these things, right? And they're, when you talk to them, you hear these stories, man, of what these people did to our people, man. Not only that, it's on record, right? You go to school now. I'm not in school or anything, but I understand that they're trying to change the narrative of what happened. But when I was in school, they told us straight up what happened. Yes, we had black people as slaves. Yes, we came over here and colonized and killed and did all that. They told us straight up, right?
Yeah, now, bro, they trying to water everything down, bro. They trying to take slavery,
it's too late.
Textbooks and all that stuff.
Now they call it immigration.
Oh yeah, immigration.
Y'all immigrated over here now.
That is that is crazy. If this guy isn't the devil, I don't know who is.
Right now it wasn't a whole wicked slaughter and genocide. It's just that the smallpox that the white man brought killed all the natives, which that did happen. But we can't negate the mass slaughter and genocide that took place, man.
The video you had showed about what Christopher Columbus had did. Remember?
Right.
YouTube channel.
Right. He had all these slaves. Christopher Columbus was nicknamed in Spain Pharaoh because of how many slaves he had, man. And once again, I said it on a post that I made. I feel like that as if that was through the spirit, because just like Pharaoh had enslaved the children of Israel. This devil Columbus had also enslaved the children of Israel, man. Right. How was Shammai?
Shalom, brother.
How Shammai posted this scripture, man? Right, it's Psalm 143:5. It says, I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the works of thy hands, man. Right, and that's what we gotta do. Meditate on the days of old. Meditate on the things that have come to pass. Because we gotta understand, yes, that happened to our forefathers, but we know and understand through reading the scriptures, regeneration and reincarnation is real. So we gotta understand that happened to us, man. But give me Job 18 and 17.
After that, I have something.
Come.
This book of Job, chapter 18 and verse 17. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth.
That's gonna be the only time where it's gonna be okay to forget this devil, man. Once he's eradicated off the earth, and he's not even in our mind anymore, man. He's not even like the expression just a bad memory. No, he's not even gonna be a bad memory. He's not gonna be existing at all. He's gonna be completely blotted out, like the way Yahweh said to, man. Yahweh said to blot these people out and the remembrance out from the earth, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and he shall have no name in the street.
No names in the street. Right now, you go at street. Every street is named after a devil, man. Right? Every single street you go outside is named after a devil. The street where I live on right now is Dundas. That's a devil slave trader and Gadite murderer, man. They're trying to get that name changed right now because the white man is losing complete power in the earth right now. He's on his way out of here. Right? Keep going.
Verse 18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world.
Go ahead.
Yo, which is so funny. Jay-Z has a song which, Christians think the song is bugged out, but it's really spiritual. Lucifer is Lucifer's son of the morning. You shall be chased out of the earth. That's so spiritual, bro. Because Lucifer, which is the so-called white man, he is
the light bearer.
Chased out, man. That's all spiritual. Verse 18.
Like see, when people think it's so wicked and you can't take in worldly things, music and movies, but if you have a spiritual ear, you're gonna hear spiritual things. The scripture says, "He who hath an ear, let him hear," man.
Right.
He who has eyes to see, let him see, man. Right.
Right. Job 18 again. It says, "He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings."
There's not going to be a single one left to remember, right? And they're going to go through 1,000 years of just being completely nobodies, man.
Right.
I'm not, like, for me personally, Lord willing, Yahweh Ratazah, I'm of that number, and I get to have my Edomite slaves. I'm not even naming them, man. Number 1, number 2, number 3, all right? Okay? You had a point, officer?
Nah.
You said you wanted to bring something out after this?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because the Most High has remembered America's sins. See, the thing is, dealing with the so-called white man tells you that in Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter, that the Most High let these other nations build up their sins until they get to the height of it, and then he smacks them down.
Huh.
So this is Daniel chapter 7, and I'm starting verse 21. Right? It says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Now, the same horn is dealing with America, right? Now, when did this little horn make war with the saints? He made war with the saints 500 years ago. But look at this. Verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. That's going to go with war and bloodshed. So
Right.
that's letting you know that although the horn prevailed against the saints 500 years ago, the Most High is still going to judge that horn for what he done.
Right. What's that where he laid up? What is it in? I think it's in Maccabees. Like he judges us immediately, and then he lets their
Yeah, Con, I got you.
Con.
This book of Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter, and I'm gonna start verse 13. It says, for it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
Mm-hmm.
For not as with other nations.
Not as with other nations, right? Once again, showing the separation, man. Showing right. how there's a different treatment for a certain race, a certain nation, than to other nations. Showing racism once again.
Right.
Go ahead.
For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbears to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins. Right. So dealeth he with us.
Right. And think of it like this. Like, I'm a father, right? And I've gone to the park with my children, and I see my children doing something crazy, like picking up sand and throwing it. I'll go up to them immediately and smack them and say, don't do that. Mm-hmm. But I see some other people's kids doing craziness. I've never gone to that point, but if it annoyed me to the point where I have to go over there and smack somebody else's kid, I'm like, hey, look, man, that's how the Lord is dealing right now.
Right.
He sees us going off. Boom, you go into slavery. He's seen the heathen. He's like, okay, I'm going to kick back, watch. Kick back until finally he's just going to snap. Right? And that's once again called the day of the Lord. Right? Give me Psalm 9. Where he's how Shammai said, precept, wisdom of Solomon, 11, 9 to 10.
Yeah, they posted.
No, he didn't post it. Hold on, I can pull it.
Psalms 9. 16?
9 to Wisdom of Solomon, 11, 9 to 10. I got it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 9. For when they were tried, albeit but in mercy chastised, they knew not how the ungodly were judged in wrath, and tormented, thirsting in another manner than the just. For these thou did admonish and try as a father, but the other as a severe king thou didst condemn and punish. See that? So the Lord punishes Israel as a father, but the Lord punishes the heathen as a king, man, as the angry king. Right? But give me that in Psalms 9.
What you need in Psalms 9?
Psalm 9 and 11. You're gonna read to 17.
All right, this is the book of Psalms chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, sing praises to Yahweh, which dwelleth in Zion.
Go ahead.
Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them.
He remembers them, right? Go ahead.
He forgetteth not the cry of the humble.
He's not going to forget the cry of the humble, man. When every time we were in a captivity and those of us that got right, the prophets and the servants of the Most High that got right, cried unto the Most High, he remembered them, right? Go ahead.
Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right? This is what we do when we go out to the highways and byways, man. We're begging and pleading to the Lord, right? Go ahead.
Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion.
Read.
I will rejoice in thy salvation.
Go ahead.
The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken.
Right? And basically, they're going to lie in the bed that they made, man. Right? That is that expression. You made the bed, now you lie in it.
That's right.
The heathen have been making a bed of slavery and oppression and destruction, man. So they're going to have to lie in that same bed. Right? Go ahead.
Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Read.
The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High.
They forget the Most High, man. Right? The Exodus happened thousands of years ago. They forgot how the Most High gets down, man.
Right.
He's gonna have to remind y'all how he gets down with a more magnificent Exodus, man. Right? Give me Psalm 34 and 15 now.
And it's Psalms 34 and verse 15. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous,
right?
And his ears are open unto their cry.
Go ahead.
The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil. Cut off the remembrance of them from the earth.
Once again, he's gonna cut off the remembrance of this devil, man. And at that time, it'll be okay for us to forget and not remember. But right now, as of right now, as it stands now, you have to remember everything that he's done to us, man, and call it to mind and prophesy about it, man, and give him his judgment and remind our people. Because what do we do when we go out into the highways and byways? We remind our people of what this devil did, man.
That's right.
We're out there with the slavery signs, right? We bring out that Deuteronomy 28:68, and we remind and call to mind our people the atrocities that have happened.
That's right.
And through that, and lining it up with prophecy, we show them that they are in fact the children of Israel that the scriptures speak about, man. Right? So we cannot forget these things that have happened. Right? To hell with the white man and his Remembrance Day and what he wants to remember, 9/11, right? Remember all of the days of old, the things that have happened to our people, man. And remember that Yahweh is going to call all of these things to remembrance, and he's going to utterly destroy the white man and all of his accomplices, and even those of our nations that are complicit with the white man in the day of the Lord, man. Right?
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Job 20:6. This is, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Perish forever like his own dung, like a piece of ish, man, which is what he is. Go ahead.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision from the night.
See that? They're gonna say, where is he? And that's true. That to me, like, obviously it's gonna be the kingdom, because we're gonna be rulership, we're gonna be downtrodden and destroying these devils. But for me, it's like, man, once I don't have to see one of them and don't even have to remember any of them, that will truly, truly, truly be heaven for me, man, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? In that day. You know? So give me Psalm 74. You're gonna start at 18. These Psalms, man. These Psalms are powerful.
You said Psalm 74:18? The book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 18. It says, remember this.
Remember this, right? Read.
That the enemy have reproached.
That the enemy hath reproached, man. He talks down on us after he's destroyed us, man. After he's destroyed us mentally, spiritually, physically, all these things, he reproaches us and makes fun of us and tells us, you know, that we're bums, we're all of these various things, right? We're lazy, you know, get your act together. Why don't you just catch up to us, right? They have reproached, read.
Oh, Yahweh, and set, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name.
Right, they have blasphemed thy name, right? Of course, these heathens don't call on the name of Yahweh, right? A lot of them don't even know the name of Yahweh, but they talk about God, and it's evident who they're speaking about. And they say he doesn't exist. They're saying that saying that the Most High is gonna save the slave and the slave master, that's a blasphemy against the Most High, man. Okay, keep reading.
And also what they do to us, because it tells you that we are called by the Most High's name as well.
Right.
When Zechariah 2:8, he that toucheth you touches the apple of my eye. So you touch us, you're really touching on the Most High.
Right. Because the apple of your eye is your reflection in your own eye. You see yourself. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Oh, deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. Forget not the congregation of thy poor forever.
Right, read.
Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty.
Right, and you see this throughout the scriptures, the prophets, and the main one that comes to mind immediately is Moses. When the Most High was about to destroy them, he said, remember the covenant that you made? If you break that, what are the heathen going to say? Moses played that little game with the Most High.
Right.
What the prophets did, man.
Right.
They reminded them, Yahweh, like, you made a promise, man. You promised Abraham that you would save us out of these situations. Right. And that's what we do once again when we go onto the highways and byways, man. A lot of times people, we won't, like, I tell people all the time when they come up to camp the first time and they expect to see a damn show the entire time. It's like, man, that's not what it is, man. Unless you're at a really, 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 really popping spot, 75 to 90% of camp is just prophesying to the wind, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people look at you like you're an idiot for doing that, but the Yahweh Shai and the angels and Yahweh are hearing what you're saying, man, and seeing what you're doing.
Right.
Go ahead.
Con. This is verse 21. It says, "Oh, let not the oppressed return ashamed. Let the poor and needy praise thy name."
Right, which is what we're doing, man. We're praising the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right, read.
Arise, O Yahweh, plead thine own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproacheth thee daily.
Right, this idiot, this white man, anybody who does this work understands and knows how really stupid these people are, man. When you deal with them one-on-one and really ask them questions, you'll understand and know that the majority of these so-called white people are really stupid and foolish, man, and don't know what the hell they're talking about at all.
Right.
And this is who reproaches us and reproaches our power daily, man.
Right.
Right, go ahead.
It tells you that in Isaiah 14, it says, "Is this the man that maketh the earth tremble?"
Right. We're already saying that.
Right.
But that's talking about when we're in our kingdom and in our glory, we're gonna be like, this guy. We say that all the time. I know amongst us, just me and you, Nakwa, we talk about that too. Like these devils, man. I think I say that at camp at least once at camp. Right? But this guy, you know. But Salaki, go ahead.
Verse 23. Forget not the voice of thine enemies. The tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually.
Right, and it's increasing continually. Like in Revelation, it says, what does it say? The wrath, he's come down onto you with great wrath because he knows he has but a little time. The wrath of this devil is going to increase greatly in these times to come, man.
That's right.
Right, these Proud Boys are about to get it popping because it looks like Trump's about to lose, man.
Right.
Right. All right, give me Psalm 83.
And it's Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Start at verse 2.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh.
Read.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Right, and that's what they want, man. First and foremost, of course, they don't want us to realize and understand and teach and wake up the nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and foreigners scattered abroad. They don't want us to do that. Now, you put it on another level, they don't want us to remember what happened to us, man. They want us to just forget that we're so-called West Africans or so-called indigenous people. Now we're all just Canadians. Now we're all just Americans.
Right.
They want our name to be cut off. They just want us to completely assimilate to them and be under them. Not even just not be equal to them, just be under them, but be a part of them, just on the bottom. Right, Reed?
Same thing, and it's the same thing that happened over time. They did
Right.
the same thing in the Greeks and in the Grecian Empire,
Mhm.
right? Because really, the whole concept of where you're born, that's your race, that came from Antiochus,
Right.
Epiphanes the fourth. If you were,
Even to a certain extent in Babylon, because they were giving them Babylonian names, man.
oh, that's right, yeah, Daniel and them, yep, you're right.
So this has always been a thing that the heathen have tried to do to us, where it's like, because obviously we're the greatest people, man. And
Right.
every empire that has us in subjection rises to the top of all empires. But they don't want us to get to the tip top, right? They just want to keep you right there where they can control you, man.
Right.
And they do that by keeping you in the midst of sin. Right? But keep going.
Verse 5. They have consulted together with one consent.
Mm-hmm.
They are confederate against thee.
Right.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Right? The so-called white man, first and foremost, chiefly. Which people always talk about why all y'all do is talk about the white man. First of all, that's a damn lie. But when we do talk about the heathen, we talk about chiefly the so-called white man, Edom, Esau. Why? Because we're told to. We're told. His name came up first for a reason, man.
Right.
Right. He is the one that's prophesied to be completely, utterly blotted out of remembrance and exterminated for a reason, man.
Right.
Right. Let me get that precept.
Hey, listen, bro. Especially right now. I mean, that's all. That's all we can talk about right now. Is the so-called white man, bro, because he's really on the spotlight right now. Esau, man, is nothing else to talk about, and especially now because we gotta condemn this place until this place gets destroyed. And also Jeremiah, when you read Jeremiah, the first chapter, the Most High told Jeremiah that he made him a prophet to the nations, not just Israel only, but a prophet to the other nations, because we got to give them their judgment as well.
Right. And also too, in Ezekiel, how many times does the chapter start? Speak unto the children of Moab, speak unto the children of Canaan, speak unto the children of Edom, right? So we're commanded to go out to, and not only that, the scripture says, because we're scattered among all nations, we got to go and preach among all nations. Now, that has to do with, the gospel has to do with the salvation of Israel. The salvation of Israel equals the destruction of their enemies, man.
Facts.
So if a heathen comes and inquires, man, yeah, our salvation equals your destruction, right? And we're gonna bring out the precepts and the prophecies to prove that, man. Right? Let me pull this up. That how Shammai pulled up is Jeremiah 33:23, right? Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, "Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which Yahweh hath chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them." Right? And that's what's happened. That's the state that we're in right now, where we're not a nation, man. We are classified under what the white man who conquered us decided to classify us as. Right? Let's go back to that. Or no, that's it on that. Give me Psalm 109 now. Last Psalm. 14.
This book of Psalms, chapter 109.
Con.
All right, con. Psalms 109, verse 14. It says, "Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with Yahweh."
Right? Let the iniquities of his fathers be remembered. Because what we'll hear a lot when we're out there, I didn't put chains on you. Right. I didn't enslave you. I wasn't the one doing all these things. Yet they do still oppress us and do all these various things towards us, right? But they'll say that. So let the iniquity of their fathers be remembered. Right? Go ahead.
"And let not the sin of his mother be blotted out.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be before Yahweh continually."
Right?
"That he may cut off the memory of them from the earth."
Right? So we're asking Yahweh not to forget what these people have done, to remember what they've done, so he can cut off the remembrance of these people from the face of the earth, man. Right, Reed?
"Because that he remembered not to shew mercy."
Right. So he remembers every damn thing, right? The white man is the top historian on the planet. He remembers every damn thing. But in the time of when he was destroying us, he did not remember to show mercy, and that was ultimately that was it for him, man. His clock was punched, man. At that time, go ahead.
Verse verse 16 again says, because that he remembered not to show mercy, persecuted the poor and needy man,
right?
That he might even slay the broken in heart,
right? And that's what he does, man. We're already poor and needy, and he's still slaying us, right? Go ahead.
Verse 17, as he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him.
Right.
As he clothed himself with cursing, like as with his garment,
read.
So let it come unto his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones.
Right.
Let it be unto him as the garment which covereth him, and for a girdle wherewith he is girded continually.
Right. All these things that he's done to us is going to come onto him, and it's going to be covering him for 1,000 years, man, until he's exterminated. All of the things that he's done to us, the slavery, the oppression, all of it is going to be, and we're going to remember it during those 1,000 years, man. Like, yeah, man, you remember what you did? Right? Now it's happening to you. Right? Yeah, Isaiah 44:21.
Look, Isaiah chapter 44:21 says, remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant.
Right.
I have formed thee. Thou art my servant, O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me.
Right. So we got to remember that, man. And this is what we do. We try to go out into the highways and byways and remind our people and wake up the elect and have them remember that we are the servants of the Most High, and what's required of us as the servants of the Most High, as the children of Israel, man, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, have faith in who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? We come out and we call these things to mind and call our people back into remembrance of these things, right? Give me Isaiah 66:17 now.
And it's Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 17. They that sanctify themselves.
Oh, it's locked at 65:17. It's locked.
Right. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 17 says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth.
Right. We understand that this is not meaning that this planet is going to be destroyed. It's dealing with a society or an age, right? Go ahead.
And the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind.
That's like I said. Once our kingdom is implemented, that's when we're gonna forget about all this. We're not gonna remember what happened over here. But as of right now, we need to remember what happened and remind our people what happened. Right? Lamentations 5:1.
Okay. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1. Remember, O Yahweh,
right,
what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Where our inheritance is turned to strangers, our land, right? You got the Amalekites over there right now. You got the damn Cushites over there, right? It's turned to strangers. Go ahead.
Our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
Read.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
Read.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
Right, we're under persecution. We're completely downtrodden and destroyed, man. Right, like we are in the worst state that we've been in, man. We're at a point where, like it says, he shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck till he hath destroyed thee, man. People think because you don't have a damn chain on your neck, you're in a better situation, man. We are more destroyed mentally and spiritually right now than we've ever been as a people, man. The things that we do, the things that we propagate amongst ourselves, we are in a worse state than we've ever been. Which is why it's such an imperative thing that we do this work, man, that we're doing. And what does it say in Psalm also in 50? It says, put them in order before thine eyes, man. And that's what's happening. The children of Israel, the elect and 1/3 are being put in order right before the eyes of all the world, man, because it's on the internet. It's on YouTube for everybody to see right before thine own eyes, man. Right? Give me Ezekiel 6 and 9.
I have some.
Go ahead.
His Lamentations 2 and verse 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Mm-hmm.
They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for.
Mm-hmm.
We have found, we have seen it. So that's just letting you know that all the heathens, they were awaiting of Israel's downfall. They couldn't wait to see it, and when they saw it, they rejoiced at it.
Right.
They laughed at us.
Right. Yeah. When this white man did this, none of these heathens came to help us, man. You know, the other Africans didn't come and say, "Yo, like, what are you doing? You guys keep doing that. We're coming to war against you. We're gonna help those people." Right? The Arabs didn't do that. The Asians didn't do that. Nobody did that. Instead, what do? They come over. They wait. They let the white man do all that. They come over here and they open up business, man. Open up shop in our neighborhoods, in our areas. Right?
What did you want, bro?
Ezekiel 6 and 9.
This book is Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, and they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whether they shall be carried captives.
Right, and this is speaking about the men of the Lord, man. The elect and 1/3 that are being awakened and brought back to remembrance of who they are and what's expected of them, man. And Barakatah Yahweh Shai, that at this moment, me, myself, and this brother are of those men, man. So Lord willing, He doesn't take that spirit off us, right? Read.
Because I am broken with their whorish heart, which have departed from me.
Read.
And with their eyes, which go a whoring after their idols.
Right.
And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations.
Right. If you're in the spirit, you're gonna look upon your past life, your worldly life, and say, "Damn, I was a demon, man. Damn, I hate that I did all those things." Right. Read.
And they shall know that I am Yahweh, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them.
Right. It's not a vain thing. It's not for no reason, man. We went off, like you just said. We went off into idolatry, into all wicked manner of wickedness. We went off, and He kept His promise that He said. He gave us the covenant. Whether we keep the law, we go into slavery, or we keep the law and we rule rather, or we don't keep the law and we go into slavery, man. Right? Get Zechariah 10 and 6.
Book of Zechariah, chapter 10 and verse 6. It says, and I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph.
Go ahead.
And I will bring them again to place them.
Read.
For I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off.
Read.
For I am Yahweh their power, and will hear them.
Right. So when we get saved, it's gonna be as if nothing ever even happened, man. We're gonna be so exalted. It's gonna be like almost like when Solomon ruled, man. Because they talk about Solomon, silver and gold was as nothing. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 7. And they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man, and their heart shall rejoice as through wine. Yea, their children shall see it and be glad.
Go ahead.
Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord.
Read on.
I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries.
Go ahead.
And they shall live with their children and turn again.
Right, and they shall remember me in far countries. Like once again, like I said, this truth is on YouTube for a reason. You got people in UK, you got people in Peru, Chile. All these people found this out. How? Through the internet, man. Through YouTube. Brothers aren't flying over there to damn Chile to preach the word. The word got to them. How? Through what we're doing right now. That's how the word got to them. Right? Give me Malachi 4 and 4.
Book of Malachi chapter 4 and verse 4. It says, remember the law of Moses.
Right. This is what we go out and teach. we call to mind the law of Moses, and we show and prove that you are still expected to keep this law. Right? Remember the law of Moses. Go ahead.
Which I commanded unto him in
Mhm.
Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgment.
Right? Because what are we taught by this devil, man? And it's so ridiculous because they tell us to keep. Oh, all you gotta do is keep the 10, but the Sabbath is in the 10.
Right.
They don't teach us to keep the Sabbath, but they'll tell you to keep the 10. But the scriptures is clear. We're supposed to keep all of these scriptures, all of these laws to the best of our ability. Right? Give me Luke 17.
Verse 1.
No, start at 30.
This is book of Luke, chapter 17 and verse 30. It says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop,
read,
and stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back.
Right, don't return back. Go ahead.
Remember Lot's wife.
Remember Lot's wife. Now, this is a reminder to those of us that are doing his work. Remember Lot's wife. She was told not to turn back, and she turned back, and what happened? The Lord turned her into a pillar of salt.
Right.
Us as men that are in this truth and in this walk, we can't turn back to the world, man. Don't do it. Keep your hand on that plow, man. Keep pushing until the end, man. Right? Give me Baruch, the 2nd chapter now.
Verse you want?
30.
This book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Which is taking place right now, man. Prophecy is taking place right now before the eyes of all people, man. This prophecy of us remembering ourselves, coming back to the knowledge of who we are, man. It happens every day. Every day, you people are coming into this truth, man. The brothers showed me just recently, TikTok, man. How TikTok, the truth is taking TikTok by storm, man. One little clip, a minute clip, has been shared like almost 1 million times now.
Yep, 1 million views.
You know, so people are waking up to this knowledge, man, every single day, and this prophecy is being played out every single day. They're coming into the remembrance of who they are, man.
That's
They're
right.
coming into the remembrance of who their enemy is and who the devil on the earth is, man. Right, Reed?
Yeah, bro. These people of the earth are wondering why all this stuff is happening to America. It's because the children of Israel is waking back up to their true identity. That's why all this chaos is happening in the world. Right?
2020 has been a hell of a year, man. I don't recall a year where so much has happened in just 1 year.
Right.
Everything's getting ramped up, man. You know?
And there's something new. It's something new either every day or something every other day. Like that shooting that happened in West Philly with that brother Wallace, I would have never expected.
You know? So
the year 2020 was really unexpected for real.
And you got judgment going out, right? Celebrities celebrities dropping like flies, man.
For real.
You know, you had this morning, the brother King Von died, right? Got shot to death, right? Earlier in the week, you had the white man that used to be 007, Sean Connery, died, right? You get Kobe. The list of deaths in 2020 is enormous, right? FBG Duck. The list of celebrity deaths is enormous, and then in between all that, you have all these things that are happening: earthquakes, explosions, all of these things, riots. All of these things are happening, and it's all happening, and it's getting ramped up. Why? Because we're in the 4th quarter, man.
That's right.
The last few minutes, last few seconds of the 4th quarter, man.
That's right.
But this is like the scripture said, remember Lot's wife. This is not the time to turn back, man. This is not the time to be slack and lazy. This is the prophecies are ramping up. You got to ramp up the work that you do, man. Right? Keep reading.
This is Baruch 2 and 31. And shall know that I am the Lord their power. I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Right? They shall praise me in the land of their captivity. Read.
And think upon my name.
And what?
And think upon my name.
Me and this brother, we always like to cut that ridiculous. We don't have the name doctrine, man, and that's a super cut and dagger, man. That we will think upon the name in our captivity, man. We think upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. I know me. I wake up. I'm thinking this. Apostle Gabar did a video not too. I think it was yesterday. I watched, and it's called "It Consumes Us," man. This truth consumes us, man. It consumes me. Like I wake up and I'm thinking about the scriptures. I'm thinking about the truth. I'm thinking about prophecy. I go and I check. The first thing I do is check the news, man.
Right.
You know, you regular people, they check their damn text messages. They check the damn and all that nonsense. I'm checking the news, man. Like, let's see where we at today, man. What the hell's going on today? What prophecy are we checking off the list today?
Listen, bro. Either I check the chat to see if you brothers post anything, or I go on Twitter or on YouTube, bro.
I check the news. I check the chat because I know brothers are diligently watching. Anything that happens, boom, it's in the chat. It's posted. You know? Then I check my YouTube subscriptions because I'm subscribed to people who are diligent and are real watchmen, man.
Right.
That it's better than any news outlet out here. You know? But go ahead.
This is verse 33. It says, "And return from their stiff neck, from their wicked deeds, but they shall remember the way of their fathers."
Right? We stop selling drugs. We stop gang banging. We stop treating our women like whores, man. We remember the way of our fathers and how they moved honorably, man. Like kings and priests.
Right.
Not like niggas and spicks, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, "For they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham."
Now it's talking about when we get brought into the land, right? Read.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them. And they shall not be diminished.
Go ahead.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
Here's another cut to another ridiculous doctrine, right? That we are in the new covenant, when clearly it's saying once we are in the land, once we are lords over the land and rule it and own it, then we will be brought into the new covenant. So we're not in the new covenant. That's ridiculous, and you cannot demonstrate that with scripture. The fact that I'm even doing a lesson to teach the children of Israel proves that we're not in the new covenant.
That's right.
And dealing with the topic of remembrance, we gotta remind people of these things, man. Because you got a lot of retarded doctrines out there, man. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that that we're dealing with the truth of the scriptures over here, man. Right, but go ahead.
"And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them."
Right. That's, of course, we're not in that situation right now because we're not in the new covenant right now. All right. But to just lastly close it out, give me that in Deuteronomy about Amalek. Hold on, let me see.
Which one? 25. Come on. This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 17. "Remember what Amalek did unto these.
Remember what this so-called white man did unto us, right, Reed?
When ye were come forth out of Egypt."
When we came forth out of Egypt. Because these devils haven't just been oppressing us since we met them in West Africa, or even since 70 AD or 1492. This is over thousands of years, man, of having problems with these people, man. Right, go ahead.
This actually go way back when Cain and Abel, man.
See?
It goes all the way back since the beginning.
Because he might not have been a technical white man at that point when he killed Abel, right? But that spirit was in him, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, "How he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, and thou wast faint and weary,
Look, if this is not describing a white man and a white man's tactics, who else is it, man? This is him, and this is what he does. He comes at your children and your weak people first, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's demonstrated in history, right, Reed?
And he feared not Yahweh,
right? And who else is like that? More than anybody on this planet, man. This devil, right? Go ahead.
Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, and the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it.
Thou shalt not forget it, man. And this is the moral of the lesson, man. Do not forget it. Do not forget what these people tell us to forget. The atrocities that have been committed against us by their hand, man. How convenient is that, man? You know? Just forget what I did and my forefathers did to you. But remember what people did to my people, though. How convenient is that? Only a devil would tell somebody something like that.
That's right. They tell you so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians, John 3:16 all day long. But when they go into Afghanistan, Iraq, and them other countries, they don't say John 3:16. They don't try to come to an amends to seek a peace deal.
Right. Where was John 3:16 and forget and forgive for Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man?
Right.
Right. But the other nations, they're not going to forgive and forget either, man. They're going to be the ones to destroy you with the thermonuclear missiles, man.
Well, that's crazy. Every other nation don't forget. But when it comes on to the so-called Blacks, like, yo, that's how you know we got to be the Israelites, bro. When it comes on to you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, you guys forget. Oh, it's okay, right? But Iran ain't forget what U.S. did to their top general.
No. They waiting, man.
Yeah, they waiting. They waiting on that go. China ain't forget.
But that's the whole moral of the thing. Don't forget what these people did, right? Don't forget that we are the Israelites. Call to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and plead and beg him to not forget the covenant that he made with our forefathers, right? That's it, man. That's it for the lesson. Unless you got anything you want to go into.
Oh nah, bro.
All right. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and the water for everybody coming, man. Still light out. So Shabbat Shalom to everybody and Shalom, man.
Shalom.